So actually it really does shock me that this right here is a very kind of typical vegan breakfast is about 900 calories. Like, if that doesn't shock you, I don't know what would. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So one of the issues that I see all the time is that people go vegan and they eat like all the vegan recipe books and ebooks and vegan influencers, but they don't lose weight, and some women even gain weight. And that was me for so many years. I was trying to eat like all the guys that I saw on YouTube and Instagram and wondering why I was still overweight, and I was never able to maintain like eating something like 30 bananas a day or like doing like a fully raw kind of thing. I just always like yo-yoed with my weight and never was able to maintain like a lean stomach, which I pretty much do now after 2 little kitties. So I want to compare what I eat versus some kind of like really typical vegan influencer breakfast, and there's a big difference here in terms of calories. So this meal that we're going to make is like your typical kind of, you think like your Instagram breakfast, like a smoothie bowl, right? That's what everyone's eating. And so this smoothie bowl is going to be 900 calories, which, okay, to get some perspective of that, there's 2 fundamentals that you need to think if you're trying to lose weight and if you're struggling to lose weight. Like for anyone, for any kind of diet that you're on, like it's not like a buy my fit tea or do this like waist training thing. Like literally to lose weight, you must be in a calorie deficit. Basically what that means is that the amount of calories going out of your body are more than the amount of calories coming into your body, so that there is a deficit of calories there and that your body will actually dip into your fat stores. So the second fundamental that is needed with this is that you have to be consistent. There's not a calorie deficit there, not consistently. If on Sunday through like Friday you're really good with your diet, like you're really on point, you're eating, I don't know, maybe like 1200 calories a day, but then comes the weekend and you're like, stuff it, you have this kind of like what the hell effect, which is a real psychological thing that people do, and then they just go completely opposite, so that your baseline of calories is going to be really in a surplus or at your maintenance, so that's why you're not losing weight. Issue being, especially as a vegan, it's very easy when you're eating these kind of foods that I'm going to show you to not actually be in a calorie deficit, because for most women, I said that they could stand up here with me, remains to be seen whether that's actually a good idea, but for most women, like perspective wise, you're going to be needing around about between 1600 and about 1900 calories to be in a 20% deficit. Might be a little bit less for some of you, might be a bit more for some of you, but that's the kind of ballpark that you're thinking with. So 1,000 calorie meal as one of 3 with some snacks and stuff in there doesn't really cut it. It's gonna get you, for most of you, into a calorie surplus. So let's get cracking into all of this stuff. Let's get going. All right, so, and I've weighed and measured out everything, so I know the accuracy of this. So I've got some bananas in here. It's gonna go into a smoothie. Do you want to put that into a smoothie, Riley?
Me too.
Do you want to put those in?
I'm just picking something out.
How about we put these in? You want to help? Good job. Yep, how are we going to put this in? Okay, this is some date paste that I got here. A lot of people use maple syrup, but I didn't have any maple syrup. I don't have any, so I'm just going to put this in. But this is kind of like what a lot of people put in a sweetener. Sticky, do you want to lick it?
Me too, lick it.
How about you wait? And then what I noticed a lot of people on the interwebs is they put some kind of like superfood power to give them extra powers. So I'm going to put in some beetroot powder. That's what I had. And this is my, oh man, this is my vessel, because look at all these things. I ran out of containers, so now I've got to use a lid. So I'm going to, this is like solidified. Yikes. Yeah.
I love some.
Oh, you love some. Okay, yeah, like that if you want. Get some beetroot powder into you. And got some raspberries. The berries. Because we're fancy like that. And then I put some soy milk in here, and I got some of this soy milk, measured out that. Okay, so we made our smoothie. I actually don't know how people like do things in a clean way when they're trying to make YouTube videos. They probably don't have kids. So I'm going to put this into here.
Me too.
You know that the actual thing about this though, the actual thing is this I find interesting is that I would actually be eating like double this. Like back in the day when I ate these kind of foods, I would be eating double this amount of food. And then these here I measured out. So this would, I think like a lot of people would put something like granola on their smoothie bowl. I had bought one because I could not be stuffed making a granola that I was not going to eat. But I honestly suspect it would be a similar amount of calories if you made your own, because most of the time you'd be putting things like maple syrup in, you'd be putting these like dried grains in, and lots of dried fruit, and also some kind of sweetener like date paste or maple syrup. So any even homemade granola is going to be high in calories.
Oopsie.
So I feel very like Instagrammy. So we got that. It's not even tons. Think about the fact that if you were making this, you'd probably be like nibbling on this as well. 'Cause I did. I was nibbling on this. This is freaking yum. So you're going to be eating more calories even there. And I think like that little bit right there is about 200 calories. Got some peanut butter. I measured it out. This is about 20 grams. This is about 200 calories as well. So this is... I think this was about 200 calories, just a little bit of that, some coconut, tiny amount of hemp seeds here.
Wow, this gotta be colourful.
It is, isn't it? And I think that's it. So this right here is your kind of like very typical, quite small, I actually think, meal, vegan kind of Instagrammer meal. And I'm not joking, like I'm going to put it up there and you'll be able to have a look at it, but this is a 900 calorie meal. So if you're trying to lose weight, 900 calorie meals are not going to be helpful for you. You're wanting to more be in the range of maybe 500 calories per meal, because that gives you some room to also have some snacks and maybe like a coffee, which is going to have some milk in it, things like that. 900 calories, if you're eating meals like this is why you can't lose weight on a vegan diet. But let's give it a taste test anyway. Oh, it tastes good. Alright, so now we're going to make a smoothie which is much more like in line with being good for weight loss. And I'm going to use this dirty blender because I don't care. It's not dirty, okay, come on. Anyway, so to be honest, like a smoothie is not really the kind of thing that I really eat for breakfast anymore. I don't find it super filling. But I'm going to go ahead and put some banana in there, because if you want to eat a smoothie bowl, like eat your darn smoothie bowl, but make sure that it's actually helping you get to your goals. And if your goal is weight loss, then you got to be in a calorie deficit. I'm sorry, there's no other way around it. I got some cherries in there. Got my soy milk that I measured out. I probably actually wouldn't normally put very much in that, and these have been thawing for ages. And I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon here. We'll see if it's a little bit or not when I do this. Quite often I just go like this and it's like all in there. Okay, grab this out. By the way, look at my socks. Like they've got dinosaurs in them. I think they're cool. Anyway. Random as anything. Okay, so how do people do this? I don't know. And normally I would make smoothie bowls that would be less runny, but these bananas were thawing for ages while I got all this stuff ready. Okay, so now I've got some, remember the other smoothie, this one here, I put peanut butter in it. So if you still like the taste of peanut butter, I've got mixed up some of this PB powder, which is 90% less fat, way less calories, and you still get this kind of taste. So you could like drizzle, this one's not always pretty, let's be honest. Drizzle a bit on there. And then I was going to put one of these on. And these are like, honestly, this is not the kind of food that I would eat most of the time. Like, but the thing is, if I showed you what I actually have for breakfast, which is, at the moment, I'm loving like broccoli and sweet potato, you'd be like, it's just too out there. But, so this is something that is actually doable for most people. So you've got your kind of crunchy element in there. And I was gonna cut up some apples, so I'm gonna be back in a sec. Okay, so I put my apple on there. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this on. And this is gonna be yum. Like, it's not as pretty. I could have, if I'd been more thinking about it, I would have made it pretty. But I wasn't really thinking. Anyway, so, and I will show you as well. I'm gonna show you like up here how many calories this actually has in it. But comparative wise, these are double. Like that's actually, this is more food. This lower calorie one is more food, but this is nearly double the calories in it. So I mean, I don't know about you, but it depends what your goals are. Are your goals eating like #goal meals, or are they losing weight? It's up to you. Anyway. Yeah, so go make this, and I should give it a little bit of a taste test. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and let me know what you thought and what kind of videos you want me to make. See ya!
Adieu.